Hello, my name is Edith Sutterlin, and I am from San Jose. I chose this book, It's Perfectly Normal. Changing Bodies, Growing Up, Sex, and Sexual Health, because I primarily do children's story times and work with children's and teens. Now, when I do story times, I like to mix fiction and nonfiction, and this makes a good book to balance off with some other funny stories. But this book shows also about the importance of words when talking about our bodies. Words, talking about bodies and sex. Kids and grown-ups use all kinds of words for parts of the body and for sex. Some are scientific words, some are unscientific. The common and everyday words that people use to talk about bodies and sex. Some of these words are nice, some are funny, and some are rude. Now they have birds and bees illustrating here because oftentimes we talk about the birds and the bees when we really mean to talk about sex. The bird says, there are lots of silly sounding words about sex and bodies like boobs and balls. And the bee says, I much prefer the scientific words. Everyday words are often called slang words. Rude and disrespectful words about sex and parts of the body are often called dirty words. Jokes about bodies and sex are sometimes called dirty jokes. Some people think it's funny to use slang or dirty words and to joke about bodies and sex. Others feel embarrassed or uncomfortable when they hear those words. It's important to respect other people's feelings about slang and dirty words, or dirty jokes, whatever those feelings may be. Perhaps people feel uncomfortable talking about sex and bodies because we do not see our sexual body parts as much as we see our arms, our legs, our fingers, our toes, our ears, our eyes, and our noses. After all, our sexual body parts are usually covered by clothes. How often do we sing head, shoulders, knees, and breasts? I mean, really. So some people think it's wrong to think and talk or joke about bodies and sex. But many people think it can be comforting and helpful to talk about them and someone you know and trust, like a friend, a parent, an older brother or sister, or maybe a cousin. So the bird says, did you ever notice that sometimes grown-ups feel uncomfortable? Not just kids. They have a hard time talking about sex. And the bee says, yep. They twist around their chairs. They say, and then they laugh nervously. So the bird says, have you heard the joke about? And the bee says, no thanks, I never get the jokes anyway. So here we have a cartoon in which the illustrator, Michael Emberley, shows us ways that a child can go and talk to someone and ask questions so they can understand, what was that joke about anyway? What am I missing? Thank you.